turret one. They're going to try and end it right here, right now. They want to make it happen. Massive damage back to Mask. In danger. Goes down. Golden is Kofte and Funky so low. Can he get out? My voice goes high, but the buzz so low. Venour being slowed down. Remember, there's still the body of the Cassiopeia. Used to put down so much damage. Kofte goes forwards with the claw. Nice death sentence back on to destroy, but still hopping forwards, refusing to give up. They want the maximum. All out goes Venour, and every time he causes so much damage. Funky goes golden. The glacial path comes through. Ring of Frost. Everfrost brings down Funky. Hook after. Beach eaten alive, and Venour will blast Cone away. But that's all he has left, and they get punished for trying to end the game.
To stop dead in the tracks the rest of the champions, but what I'm seeing here, I really like what Wildcats have got going on for themselves. Usually in their best of series, they have a little bit of a whoopsie in their first draft. This is why they tend to lose that game on, but right here, I'm expecting that Blitzcrank to roam mid lane, so much set up with Lisandra and Viego, and to snowball it through that.
They get red side counter pick for none other than Destroy. He gets his infamous Rumble. Unicorns though, it's a team comp that we've seen these similar things from before. They've gone for the front to back. They've got the zone control between Miasma and Maokai ults and Thresh lanterns to try and get Funky to do as much damn damage as he can on the Jinx. We are so very close to heading onto the Rift for our first game here in the EMEA Masters Spring Finals in 2023.
Pressure going in the mid lane so they can roam the Lisandra towards that bot and capitalize.
I think it is wise to talk about those bot laners in a lot of ways because we had a lot to say. Very similar numbers in terms of the amount of damage they're doing, but I know all of us were saying, just done in such a different way, but maybe we don't have time for that as when we bring up the bot lane, it's a roam to mid and a first blood to the Wildcats.
That is the early aggression between the jungle, mid and support we have seen from the Wildcats the whole tournament. They draft towards it, they give themselves early ways into that mid lane. You called that out in draft, Blitzcrank visits, getting ahead in this matchup, pushing in. That's what we're so expecting to see from the Rumble.
Eyes, of course, back towards bot lane briefly.
Wolf junglers
around. I know, they have turned up here, and we've mentioned before briefly how important both these AD carries are and how dangerous the hooks can be. Oh! Hook! Parus gets it, but now the turnaround comes through with the death sentence into the flame, puts Parus under turret. Funky picks up the kill, and it all goes wrong.
Funky somehow gets away with it again. This AD carry is a double-edged sword, and you're not really sure which way he's cutting.
Hook them with the Blitzcrank.
The caveat is, though, that you're here's across the map. Talk about the caveats later.
Blitzcrank blocks the altar, is now trying to shield his support. Parus rooted, just get the hook on the tower and flash out! Bao gets the kill.
Yeah, Namir was pointing to me, I was pointing to him.
Yeah, neither of us know really what to say about that one.
You can't see their faces, they look shocked as hell.
I'll say it was a whoopsie.
There's no Trojan horse, there's no one hiding into the backside to get behind the walls, behind the towers as yet. Wave.
That's another first blown though.
It is indeed, and that's quite an important one. Of course, Lekcyc was looking to make that one happen. Does get rooted, which means an easy hook. Here comes the Viego. Maokai through after, it's not going to matter! The double daggers comes through and claims a life of the support. Kofte here, going over the wall, looking to get the root flash, but still not enough! There's the hook afterwards! Stolen body secures a death sentence indeed! And both members of the bot lane collapse, and Wildcats claim both.
Against the Herald, while you're ahead of the game, like the Wildcats are playing right now, they have the choice to just shove in waves and force the Unicorns to respond to them. So now you can see Peach has to stay in this mid lane. He doesn't have the best ability to play through their stun lands.
Great little wrap around from Elramir, gets that Spectral Maw, and it's a dead Thresh. And we've seen already what the stolen body of that particular champion can do. But for now, it's just the one pick and a shove into mid.
Yeah, what can you do as the Unicorns here, really? They have to respond to the grouped unit of the Wildcats. They get picked off, the hook lands, and now this Herald, which they've managed to fight so hard for, doesn't really have a use. Destroys around the corner as well. They just pin to this tower.
Flash, forces flash from Mask.
If anything, it's the opposite effect. UXO point will come out for Wildcats. Rather, Wildcats have been manipulating these waves, taking their fights, dipping back into Fog of War, taking a pick, using another wave for a team fight.
Draws a line straight down the middle of the lane, forcing Funky towards the topside river. Thresh respawned onto the map. Equalizer down, 20 seconds until Dragon.
Again, the patience and setup is incredible from Wildcats. They have all the setup they need on the bot side of the map. If you look at your minimap...
Oh, the Hex Flash ult just secures the kill. In goes Elramir, going deeper with the stolen body of Maokai. He goes unstoppable, well buffered from Venour to go all out and bring down Viego. Viego. All the while, though, look at Bao. Look at Destroy just murdering the rest of the team members. It's an all-out Ksante who's got nothing left and a Thresh that remain.
Now, I've heard about people going at it like cats and dogs, bringing a unicorn and a wildcat gets an even bit more bloody, but the carries of the unicorns can't stand and fight. This whole game is about waiting for them to have the gold and the safety to play out these fights. See them right there. As well, lots of important ways that Wildcats can turn this fight into 4v5.
Elramir over the wall,
still?
can start to come in. Good equalizer burst down. Funky massive ring of frost, and it's fire and ice that brings down the AD carry. Venour goes over the wall, going all out, trying to get Bao. Feathers do not do enough work, but all the while, Mask gets one. But can he survive? The Zhonya's is good, but it will not be enough. Now Elramir can steal the body of another mythical creature. This time it's a Medusa. And Venour must try and dash it away, try and keep himself alive. Hook is not quite enough. Good buffer from him, but all the while it's still a one fight for the Wildcats, even if they put themselves in a difficult position. Good mid lane pressure though for the Wildcats, and it's not a long cooldown anymore for this Rumble, so might well be up in time for this Dragon as well.
This is a real classic from the Wildcats as well. They've done exactly the same play in previous series in this tournament, but here's the response.
Does get the double roots. How much more can they find? Oh, the Meowth was just short, but the death sentence is not. Kofte will be able to go into his own tomb. Goes golden just after, but Bao gets hooked and dies. Monstrous pick off from the unicorns just when they need it. Over the wall goes Funky, and that is one oh so excited Jinx. But there's just no one else at the party, and it dies before it can really get started.
Yeah.
It becomes a lot harder for the Wildcats to play those fights the way they wanted to, but they are the ones in the river first here, so maybe, just maybe, this will be an option for them to get soul regardless.
Now, I'm going to say Unicorns of Love did push in that wave for the vision, but the vision has been completely diminished by the side of Wildcats. Wildcats are going to use this wave, they're going to take their vision in, and they're going to try to deep into river where there's fog of war for Unicorns of Love. Trying to get in.
That's a good pick indeed! The snake is slain, turned to stone and deleted. Funky gets Parus, but it might be too little, too late. Venour will force Elramir over the wall with his own ultimate, but all the while, Wildcats are tearing the unicorns apart. Venour remains, but everyone else is just in the grey screen. Soul surely to the side of Wildcats.
He's looking at
Flash.
Venour.
Trying to go unstoppable, gets a kill onto Bao. What a strong Ksante did, but he's no longer all out. He's out of energy, out of options. Will surely fall here regardless, but Peach is here. Gets the double Q3 into the backside. Remember, this is the AP Maokai. Got to take it low, has to go golden, but it's still a 2v3. Now Destroy can hear him. His namesake, Pit Dragon is going on. Elramir will get that killing spree, will steal the body. Now they're on to Venour, but he's just so tanky, and they have to leave him alone.
What a mission for Venour right here! This Frag not only save the team fight, get the dragon, she's going back in!
This man cannot be stopped. The Ksante was supposed to be a bait. It was supposed to be a fool's errand to pick the champ. He just says no. All the while, though, it's still so alive.
Mask is back. He has flash.
My God, here we go again. Venour just will not give up, will not be silenced. Down goes the dragon, soul secure. Parus respawned, and maybe, just maybe, it's too little too late. The heroics are good, but you just can't beat this many people. Lekcyc will find the double ring of frost. Mask doing his best, throwing out those twin fangs, the poison into the veins of the Wildcats, and they're finally brought down, tranquilized by the unicorns. Shut down goes to Viego. Baron is spawned, and you get soul, but at what cost?
They pick out the snake from the low. Yourself into thinking that Wildcats don't have themselves Notion Soul because they're against a Jinx and a Cassiopeia. This Lisandra is not going to match DPS. Look at that damage coming out.
Destroy did not enjoy that at all. Down so low. Rocket will not quite land. Gets out alive, but now the siege onto this bot lane inhibitor, it can come through, and unicorns really beginning to flex their muscles.
That has been fantastic. Using Maokai ult to fend off the entirety of Wildcats to get the first inhibitor tower and the inhibitor. Secondly, using Funky. Funky's feeling it on the Jinx.
Fearless as ever, this player, so aggressive. Gets the turret one. They're going to try and end it right here, right now. They want to make it happen. Massive damage back to Mask. In danger. Goes down. Golden is Kofte, and Funky so low. Can he get out? My voice goes high, but the buzz so low. Venour being slowed down. Remember, there's still the body of the Cassiopeia. Used to put down so much damage. Kofte goes forwards with the claw. Nice death sentence back onto Destroy, but still hopping forwards, refusing to give up. They want the maximum. All out goes Venour, and every time he has, he causes so much damage. Funky goes golden. The glacial path comes through. Ring of Frost. Everfrost brings down Funky. Hook after. Peach eaten alive, and Venour will blast Cone away. But that's all he has left, and they get punished for trying to end the game.
Frontline, who's supposed to be the only one diving in and making the plays, has 0 deaths. The team is going to be holding.
Ooh, wow. I was bringing up the damage graph, and Mask's about to up. Here's Flash. Forwards, force to steal. But here come the rest of Wildcats. They want to punish Mask. But it goes golden again. Now Mask's in trouble. No. He's got his own stopwatch. It's stopwatch for stop. Just statues galore. And Cassiopeia makes some more of them. Brings down Bao. Shattered. Destroyed. Medusa roars. We made some Greek myth references earlier. How about a unicorn and a Medusa ruining some days? Wildcats brought to heal. And maybe, just maybe, they can end it here. 3 members dead. Kofte and Destroy against the world, and 1 Nexus turret remaining.
The Prime League have not won a tournament in this level since 2019 summer. The Unicorns have forever been the last hope when they've qualified for this tournament. They would love to go that step further.
Wildcats continue the trend. They can't win the game ones. And Unicorns, they were pushed, they were pulled. But in the late game, they will not be denied. 1 final Nexus turret, but maybe, just maybe not. Kofte to the backside. Taken out, and that'll be it. A last gasp, a last moment. But Unicorns of Love Sexy Edition come out with game 1.
Oh man, I'm just starting to think this is a curse with Wildcats.